Well, indeed, we certainly hope the same. Now, she made her name as a peace ambassador, particularly in the wild Suguta Triangle, where bandit attacks among the Samburu, Pokot and Turkana communities have become the norm over the years. Samburu West MP Naisula Lesuuda made history by becoming the first elected female member of parliament from the Samburu community. Here's NTV's Duncan Khaemba with Lesuuda's journey to the August House, where she hopes to have a bigger impact in her quest for peace in the north.
The Samburu community has reserved certain roles for women in society. Taking care of young children, building homes referred to as manyatas, and looking after young and injured livestock that cannot be taken to far-flung areas for grazing are some of the main chores for Samburu womenfolk. Not Josephine Naisula Lesuuda, a third-time legislator who has made history by becoming the first woman to be elected as a member of parliament to lead and represent her Samburu West community in the National Assembly for a second term. Lesuuda is a journalist by profession. Never-ending bandit attacks among communities in her Suguta Belt region compelled her to exit the press gallery of parliament for the floor of parliament.
Every time I finish reading news and there's always a story on people losing their lives, I just couldn't get it. The one that really got to me and broke my heart is when there was a morning raid in Laikipia, in a place called Kanampio. There was Kanampio massacre. So that morning he tells me, so ask him how many people. You know, that's just the first thing you ask, so that you even know if it makes news. It got to a point where when it's 1 or 2 people dead, it doesn't even make to the news. So he told me, yeah, it's like 10 people, but I'm heading there, I'll let you know. So he gets there. He tells me, because now it was like 6, so, you know, there was light kidogo. There are about 20 people. So, you know, 25, 30, 35, 40, 42, one morning.
Together with other professionals from the Turkana, Pokot and Samburu communities, they formed an initiative dubbed Peace Caravan that entailed weekly meetings in Nairobi as well as visiting conflict zones for over 2 years.
The hatred even between just the professionals was so difficult. We used to meet religiously every Wednesday in Honorable Nderito's boardroom for 2 years. And it used to be, you'd think the hatred is just with the locals here. Even with us educated people, it was there.
Now serving her third term in parliament, she says joining politics was one of her best decisions. She was nominated to the Senate following the 2013 general election.
Now you realize the difference of when I was just in the newsroom and now where I can influence policy, I can talk about it, I can cause action with the communities and even with the government and other partners. It's different.
Before landing in the Senate, she had 2 options and a big decision to make.
My parents were very hesitant with me joining politics. Actually, even me leaving my work at KBC, they were just wondering, a young girl in Nairobi, you know, what are you doing? The risks, you know, and my parents, it's just like any other parent. So unaacha kazi uende ufanye nini na, you know, tulikusomesha and things like that. So my dad always wanted me to be a career diplomat and go serious, like go and be a professional. But I soul searched and everything, and I said I love to work with the community and I'd like to bring change and things like that. So I said no, I'll go for the nomination.
Naisula says her plunge into active politics was instant baptism by fire.
And within 1 year of being nominated, politics, scandal, you know, the hustlers jet, Sijui, the what. So I could tell when I meet my dad, he's looking at me like, See, we told you. See, now you're seeing. But, you know, I said it's part of the job and just remaining focused.
After serving one term as nominated senator, she had to chart her next course of action. For her, it would have been ban an almost assured landing in the position of county woman representative, then held by Naisula Lesuuda, a key ally and mentor for her.
Of course, the then women rep, I had worked with her very closely when I was nominated. We did a lot of peace work and other things.
She had to train her political guns on the Samburu West parliamentary seat. This was uncharted territory as she sought to walk where no woman had walked before. It was a big political fight by all standards, and she made history.
I just felt like that is also another affirmative seat which other women can go for. I'm going to go for the constituency seat. There has not been any other woman who has gone for it, and I'm going for it and I'm going to win.
Winning her second term would have been expected to be an easier task. It was not. Fresh hurdles emerged.
The question then in 2017 was just that how can a woman, and a girl for that matter, who doesn't have a family, who, you know, how can she lead us? And also a constituency which is prone to insecurity, we need a man, a proper man, and the MPs we've had have been men, you know, who take certain positions even when it comes to peace and security. And for a leader in our areas, talking peace and peace is quite a dangerous path, because you're telling people who are burying their people every day to embrace peace, and they're telling you until when, you know. And so it's the long route, but I chose to stick by it because I believe it's the right route.
Naisula Lesuuda advises that women need to develop thick skin, twice than their male counterparts, in order to survive the rough and tumble of politics.
Men take the microphone and talk about you, not your leadership skills, your competence or anything, trivial matters, where they're talking to people, you know, their mothers, their fathers, your brothers, in a whole campaign rally, and you're wondering, are you talking about me, Naisula, or is it somebody else? Or so it was quite a tough campaign time, where even there was, you know, violence. I was attacked once in a radio station. I mean, all forms of intimidation were also used against me. And so I just came up with a very simple narrative for my community. You've taken both of us to school, a boy and a girl. You are telling me we can all be doctors, we can all be teachers, we can all be anything else. The only thing I can't be is I can't be a leader. So now that you've tried all these men all these years, see, today you just try your daughter.
Ilikuwa ngumu sana. Vile imekuwa ngumu sababu hii msichana ni msichana mdogo, na tangu jadi msichana ama mama yeyote hajawahi kuwa kiongozi katika ile wa Samburu. Alafu wakati huo huyo msichana alikuwa KBC, alikuwa mtangazaji. Sasa wakati tulikuwa tunasikia wakati yuko huku, sasa tunapendelea sana sauti yake.
Vile tumechagua ni Mungu alimtakia, maana kweli kabila yetu anaona mama ni kitu kidogo, lakini Mungu alichagua ikiwa na lengo na ni bunge mzuri.
So 2017 it was that how can a young woman lead us, and then 2022 is that how can a woman who is married in another county lead us.
The election of Naisula as the first female member of parliament to represent a constituency in the Samburu community might have opened doors for many.
Tunamwambia sasa familia au kabila yetu tuendelee tutasamie. Vile yeye alitoboa, wasichana wengine ataendelea kutoboa. Ndio.
Na kama mama mnaambia nini wasichana wenu?
Tunamwambia ang'ang'ana asome. Msichana ikisoma yeye atatoboa.
She might have landed in the space where policies are made and where decisions or actions influenced, but primary challenges of illiteracy, underdevelopment, and insecurity still persist.
I don't think there's any leader who would be happy to be leading, people who, it's just a matter of when, when you'll get another phone call or when will we come to bury someone else. But I'm taking it in my stride. I know that I have the capabilities. In the last term, my constituency was among, I think, only 2 in the country which NPRs were reinstated.
Despite being in a leadership position, she says that she continues to face resistance as a champion of peace.
I have gone to meetings where I'm the only woman. The last time, I think it was last year or the other year, where I had 400 angry young men who said we don't care what we will use or how we will go down there, but we are going. And today you can't convince us anymore because we are tired. And it was the longest day I have ever had trying to convince the young people that let's still choose peace.
As the sun sets in the dusty, thorny fields of Lesirai between Suguta Marmar and Mararal town, we ask Naisula what the next step in her political rising career. She will not be defending her seat.
So for now, I am happily serving the people of Samburu West as I contemplate on what next. Maybe I know what next, but this is not the time to actually share on the plans.
For now, Naisula Lesuuda, who never misses matching dress ornament on her forehead, known as Sai Enkwe, and darting eyes, who goes by the name Ntito Naibor Nagol, meaning a strong white girl, will serve her people in the National Assembly. Duncan Haemba, NTV.